Storm Show. Ay, it's a Storm Show.
Storm Chasers, welcome back. I have one of our lovely friends of the show. She's been on several times at this point. Dr. Linda Salvin, metaphysician, epidemiologist. We know her as the radio psychic. She's helped me out. She's helped you guys out. And well, hell, she's been helping a lot of people out for 30 years. Well, 31 at this point, yeah.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, almost as long as you're alive.
Yes. Welcome back to the show. It's been a little while. We're in a new year now. We celebrated your birthday a few months ago.
Yes, and we know some of your fans just loved it and really started to go to town on rumors, thinking that we had a thing going. And
yes, yes, they were.
Let them think, let them fantasize, whatever. But you know what? You're 31. And
I will be in a few weeks. Yeah,
well, you will. You're just days away from your next birthday. And the joke has always been I'm old enough to be his grandmother, because his grandmother's like 2 years older than me. But it's the generations, we all grow. But the girl and whoever made the video to insist that we were having a thing on my birthday, Storm had flown from where he is to where I am in California. And I had a bash of about 75 people for a sit-down dinner. And we did a video afterwards. A few days later, he came by for leftovers, and he was trying the nutritional supplements that we were drinking. He goes, "Can I have some more?" And he came over, and we were just fooling around and said, like, you want to just do a show? So we were on the couch, and we just had the phone, and we started doing a little show. It went up, and of course, some bimbo took it as, they're having an affair.
Look at it as a whole thing. People are so weird. They say I don't have friends. No one.
Oh my God, Storm!
I never leave the house. I'm pitiful. Oh yeah, they say all kinds of things about me. They, apparently I'm hiding boyfriends in different countries. I got a lot going on.
You got a couple in Thailand, a couple in Brazil. You probably got some over in France and England, and you got them all over the United States. And they don't know however many times you pack up and you fly out and you do this, you go there. And truth is, no, we're not having an affair. And I do know some of the people he's involved in, but not what you people think. Yes. And you think I'm robbing the cradle. What did I tell you happened to me in Alaska a couple of weeks ago?
Wow, you definitely met someone who you connected with spiritually or energetically, whichever one.
All of it, emotional, physical. It's so sexual. I can think of him and feel it, and that's rare for me. And then I'll text him, and he'll say, "Yeah, I was just thinking of." We're bookending the energy, so you can test. Like, are you thinking of me right now? Was it
without even being intimate?
Yep. I wouldn't sleep with them because I was only up there a week. For those that don't know, I went to Fairbanks, and I also went 70 miles north of the Arctic Circle to see the Northern Lights, which I got to fabulously experience once in the north part and twice in Fairbanks. They're gorgeous. You can't really see the lights with your naked eye. You can see it through the camera. It's a long story. It's science and the solar flares and whatnot. But this man hit on me. He and I just started talking. There's pictures of us hugging. And if you don't connect, it's not just one of those selfies like, you can see it in our eyes that there was something there. You can see the emotion. And we're still in touch a month later. Nice. So it was like, see ya. No. But he's 34 years old.
But when I saw the pictures of you guys, I couldn't tell.
No, you can't. And that's the beauty of it, because in our eyes, he has a mature look. I've got a younger look. I don't look decrepit and matronly. Let's use the word matronly. Because
to me, you fit, even when I'm around you, you're in your 50s, not your 70s. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, he didn't know. We were at the North Pole. And I don't know why you didn't get your postcard. I have another one here. I'll show you what it looks like. But when we went to the North Pole, there was fresh snow. And when there's fresh snow, a lot of times you fall into some of the snow and you can sink like quicksand. So he was on the other side of the yellow tape where we weren't supposed to go for the snow because it was dangerous, and I fell in anyway. So I said, "You got to come get me. I'm 70, not 20. And he had to help pull me out of the snow. But it's just funny that I could play with him and be myself you know, and it didn't matter. He's got a child, and I met the daughter, and I learned about his ex and the family and work, and it wasn't just, you know, here's a restaurant, and here's the city, and let's have sex. No, it wasn't about that, because he offered, and I would have, but I said I came up here partly to get away from pain, because I was celebrating, honoring the 15 years of my mother's death. So it was my ritual to deal with my own pain. And I said I didn't come here for more pain, because I'm the type of person, and I don't care who you talk to, no girl, most girls, women I know, can't do friends with benefits without getting involved. We just don't.
Yeah, I know that person. Yeah.
And if I had done something in Alaska, then come back to LA and maybe not see him for 6-9 months till he comes down here, or I go back up there, or whatever happens, yes, I can have the experience. I've done it before, but it's torture for me. It hurts, or the illumination in my mind, or the reliving, or the neediness, or, oh, I want to talk to him, I want to see him, because that's what happens. We get going. When you're intimate with somebody, one night stands are hard because you don't know if you're going to see that person again. I've been through it, but I prefer to have the long relationships where I know there's some commitment and foundation, especially communication. You know, some relationships are strictly sex and little communication. And I got one client, he's back east somewhere, and he's an attorney, and all he wants is sex with this girl, back and forth for 13 years. And she leaves, then he comes back, then she comes back, and then she leaves. Well, she won't marry him, but he says, well, the sex is so great. I said, where's the communication with her? Maybe she needs to talk and hear from you rather than just do you.
Yeah.
A lot of guys don't want to talk. Well, you're not going to keep us if you're not going to open up.
That's very true. That's very true. You might as well just pay for a hooker at that point.
Yeah, well, maybe. Well, this guy opens up, and he's so transparent, and that's what I love about him, because he's just, I say something and he responds, or he relates, or he tells me how he feels about something, and it's healthy, even though I'm not there, but it's still kind of filling in some blanks when I've got other relationships happening here. But there's still something karmic there. It's very past life. And when you find,
I was just about to ask, yes.
When you find a past life thing, it's so deep in the heart and the soul. And, you know, it's interesting. When I met him, when I first got there on Wednesday, it didn't hit me till I got back from my little 3-day jaunt to the north, to the Arctic. When I saw him, when I got back, is when it hit. Like, something's going on, because I could feel his thinking, or his sexual energy was coming towards me. I thought, is that me or is that him? And I realized that wasn't me. It was his thoughts or projection. And I picked up on it. Then we started talking about it, and the rest is history. But when you have a past life connection, many things happen. You make it work. You're open to communicating. Or you've got the run chase, the crash burn, the up and down, because a lot of people get so close and then it's so intense, they got to bolt because it's too much drama, pain, depth of feeling they've never had, which you will have in the future. I know you keep going, yeah.
Yeah, I laugh at you people because I've never felt it.
It'll happen. It'll happen when you least expect it. You're going to call me one day, go, Dr. Linda. Okay. But I just want your audience to know that even a 34-year-old man is on my tail. I have another one here in LA that's only 37. It's like, no, I'm not really seeing anybody my age. There's one that's 6 years younger than me. Nobody older.
Know, I'm okay with age gap dating. Because you just never know who you connect with. Now, all legal, all consensual people, don't take that and run with it. But to me, especially over the age of 30, like, who cares? What's up, people? My name is Storm Monroe, and I am a celebrity entertainment reporter. You may have seen me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and various other social media platforms. But today, I'm not here to talk about celebrities in Hollywood or even to gossip with you. I'm actually getting on this camera today to give you a testimonial about Wicks of Wisdom candles. I actually personally started using Wicks of Wisdom candles in March of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. I was super pessimistic about the validity of the candles, but once I started using them, I had no choice but to admit that the candles were super powerful and did everything that Dr. Linda and I discussed. Throughout the candles that I've burned over the last, I want to say 3.5 years now, I've been able to bring abundance in my life, get rid of blocks and obstacles, get rid of dark energy that was thrown at me, as well as protect myself from various dark energies as well. And so, depending on what's going on in your life or what you may need the candles for, I would personally recommend them. They are literally a prescription for your soul, and I stand by them wholeheartedly. So once you actually order Wicks of Wisdom candles, you're probably wondering what's all gonna come in your box, right? What should you expect? So first, you should actually expect the candles that come in a set of 3, and the directions on how to properly use the candles, how to light them, how to remain safe while they are being lit will all come in your box. So make sure you actually read the instructions. In addition to that, you're gonna get your oils, okay? The number of oils and the kind of oils that you get in your box is going to be different depending upon whatever situation you have. That could be love, that could be money and success, removing obstacles, good luck, etc. In addition to that, you're going to get your herbs, your powder, and then you should expect your partitions as well, okay? What to actually put on the partitions, how to use them, how to burn them, all of those instructions will be given to you when you make your order.
Well, look at Cher with the guy she's been with, what, the last couple of years?
He's like 36.
She's more than double his age. She's 77 now.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would date the hell out of Cher. I'm not gonna lie. I would date Cher.
But it's look, Mary Tyler Moore, for those that didn't know, was a big actress back in the 60s and 70s and 80s. And she married a chiropractor who was 14 years younger than her, and they worked it out. They lived together, they married, they stayed together till she passed away years ago. It happens. There's a lot of women who are older, mostly in the soulmate sector. For some reason, I've seen trends through my clients and friends where the female is often older. Yep, there they are.
There they are. And she loves him.
Yeah.
She also said the sex is the best she's ever had.
That's probably why they're together. Yeah. Well, as we get older, we still want more. People think sex at 70. Yeah. 60, and 82. You know, you just keep going.
And you know the funny thing too, and I told the story on the show before, but like when I was younger, I used to think like, who wants to have sex after 50? Like that's not a thing. That's not a thing. And now, you know, I'm just like, no, that's very much a thing. I've even been at sex clubs, and some of these couples are like in their 60s and 70s, and they are
sex
not.
drive continues if you're healthy, if you stay cleansed, if you eat right. If there's an ED problem, or there's a thyroid problem, or there's a biochemical problem, depression maybe, yeah, your sex drive and testosterone levels may be down, but there's ways to bring it up. Now, when you're around those circles, no, their testosterone and estrogen levels are quite healthy. Yeah. And they're doing it for enjoyment and pleasure, and they're not hurting anybody. You know, there's a big difference when sex becomes abusive.
Yes.
Or I'm not talking like if people are into leather and S&M and all that, but
that's more consensual.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say that there are people that really smack people around for their own pleasure or their anger or for the wrong reasons. Some people get killed, you know, in the midst of sex. They get hung or they get beat up. And that to me is like, why? It doesn't make sense, because I'm a passionate lover. So are you. Well, I'm assuming he is, folks. I've never experienced it, but I know Storm. I did touch with him one night when we were going to the theater, and then I thought, nope, that'll get out on the internet. We were crossing the street to the theater. It's like, better not do that. But got to keep it as friends. because you don't know who's walking down Hollywood Boulevard.
Very true. Very true. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I think that the biggest lesson I want my watchers to get out of this is life isn't over. Like you may be 40, 50, 60, 70, 75. If you're alive, go live. Go live.
Go live it. I'm getting a new car, and Storm knows this, and nobody really knows this yet, but I'm turning in a very classy.
It's a beautiful car you have now.
I have a gorgeous BMW. I do. It's gorgeous. I have the 430. I have the 430, but I'm going to get a Mustang convertible. And I'm going to just, I'll go around town with the top down, or I'll drive down to the beach, or when you're out here, we'll just drive down the boulevard and have the top down. And if it's chilly, put the heat on. But I want to have some fun. I want to have some fun now.
As you should. You absolutely deserve it. And then me and you talked about, I like the Bronco personally. I just think it's a cool, rugged, manly car.
It is. I think it'd be perfect for you, the manly, but it's easy to handle. It's very sharp looking. The new lines are beautiful, like the different colors they've got, from the baby blue or the yellow or the beige or the greens or the black. I think, that's what you should invest in for yourself and get going. I think this year you will do that, because I said last year or so that I always saw a new car coming, and if you want my guys' connection, they'll give you the deal. Like I said, fly out here and drive it back. I think it'd be a hell of a journey for you. It really would be. They have people coming in from New York to do that. That's how big this dealership is.
And you know what? I think we both are at points where we're just excited for life. Like, we're out of the pandemic now, and it's just like,
that's true.
That heaviness is gone, at least for me.
For most people, but there's still a fear for a lot of people, and there's still businesses that are hurting. Storefronts are still closing. Businesses are closing. I was at the theater, live theater, Friday night with a friend of mine who's been an actress for, 45 years. And she's been in many plays at that theater besides what she did on TV. And there were only 2 rows of people.
Wow.
In the whole theater, because people are still not ready to go out. They don't want to be in the theater. They don't want to be in close contact. It's like being on a plane. When I flew, some people had masks, some people didn't. And everybody's got their own idea about what needs to be done, whether it's a rule or not. But some people take different precautions, or they still have anxiety and fear about being around crowds now, where people enjoy being at home, working from home, working remotely, and not having to go out. Part of that was created with the lockdown, where people got so homebound, they don't know how to go out. But yeah, I still go out. You still go out.
Definitely. I've noticed even some people, like when you're in public, they don't have spatial awareness. They're just a little, it's like wake up. Like everybody's kind of like a zombie,
Well, it's still new, and psychiatrists that I've spoken to and different therapeutic professionals that I've spoken to, there's still a depression and anxiety and a readjustment phase taking place. It's documented in the psychiatry world that people are still getting used to getting out, knowing it's safe. Nothing's going to come down. Although tomorrow's the big eclipse.
Solar eclipse.
So who knows what's going to fall from the sky besides Chicken Little and some sun rays that we won't see. All those conspiracies and oh my God, where the X is on certain cities along the map of the United States, and how demonic it is, and how you're going to go through a portal and you're going to have love and money and success. People,
you're going to be.
I don't think it's going to be that intense. If you're there watching it with the glasses, have fun.
I'm going to be at the house because where I am, I'm in the path of the, where people can see it. So people are flying into town to watch it. And, we've been warned that the roads are going to be crazy. I don't want to deal with traffic.
You'll probably know that the apartment or house is darkened because the sun will go. That would be interesting I think you're supposed to close your drapes though, right? What's the rule that you're not supposed to have the rays? You might want to look to make sure that the rays coming into an open window, I don't think you need, I'm not sure. Find out so that you don't get any type of irradiation, because when you're outside, you have to have the glasses that cut the white rays.
Yeah.
Blue rays.
I'll definitely be inside for sure. But I'm excited. I'm excited for my 31st birthday.
You had a good month.
Yeah, definitely a good month. I'm going viral on the internet. Like views are up. I'm like, this is a great month. I'll take it.
Yeah, but you've worked hard. You've worked really hard to get where you are. You know, I mean, I have two, and then there's a few glitches, and the rug gets pulled out from underneath us from time to time. But that's life. You get down, and you get back up, and then you pull down, and then you get back up. And then right now we're going through a real positive shift, but we're also in a Mercury retrograde. So weird things in communication, technical difficulties. I have a keyboard where the letter B, I had to hit it 5 times to get the letter. So I got rid of that keyboard. I had to get a new one, just little nuances. Or an email that wasn't very pleasant that caused a ripple effect in my life that I had to get some legal advice on. I'm like, oh my God, it's always something. But yet you stay positive knowing this too shall pass. It's not the end of the world. You know, some people get so overwhelmed, I'm going to commit suicide in the drama. No, the ideation is one thing. If you're really sick, that there's help for suicide prevention and everything. But we roll with it. We are in a retrograde till the 25th of April. So we're only the first weekend. Then we have the eclipse tomorrow. So this energy is like building up. And a lot of people, I think it's the new moon, but a lot of the spiritual gurus and educators, they're talking about your prayer, your meditation, becoming more positive during the eclipse out in Los Angeles. Is going to hit around 11:15 in the morning, which is going to be across the country between 11, 12, 1, 2, and 3 going across the United States. So wherever you are, and if you're going to be able to watch it, make sure that you got your eyes covered, or just watch it on TV. It's going to be broadcast all day long.
Oh yeah.
You know,
people are going to be talking about it all day. I already know.
Yeah, then they're going to talk about, well, what did you learn and what did you do? Did anything happen to you? And I'm telling you, I really don't think it's the rapture. I do not think it's the end of the world. I do not think that Jesus is going to pop up and say we're saved. Sorry, I don't. But are we going to expel some negativity? Yeah, if you want to. If you want to take place or take an active spiritual participation in it, then during 11 a.m. Pacific and say 3 in the afternoon, when it all ends and all the energy shifted, relax, release, let go, see if there's something you're thinking differently. I don't think we're going to have a mindset shift like some people think we're all going to morph. So if you and I want to talk tomorrow afternoon, I'll see if it's still you, Storm, and I'll let people know.
It'll be a clone. Yeah.
Last time we had this was 2017, and the next one's 2044.
Oh, well.
We got some time.
I'll be
older.
20 years from now. Yeah, I'll be 51. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be gone. Well, maybe I'll be in my 90s if I'm lucky.
I think you're going to live a long time too.
I hope so. My dad's turning 95. You met my father.
Listen, your father, although he's not, same thing with him. So he's 90. I didn't know he was 95, but he's 95.
He will be in August.
But he looks about 20 years younger than that. It's interesting.
We got the genes. I'm lucky because I take after his family. His parents were both 94. My great-grandmother was 95. One of my uncles was 101. But my dad's got good genes. He's got a good youthful look. And I look a lot like him. I look a little bit like my mom. But if you put me next to my dad, you can see that I am his daughter,
I think he's going to live to be 100 for sure.
That's his goal. And then I said, well, Moses was 120. Keep going. Just keep going, But it's not just that he eats right.
Yes.
This man had open heart surgery, a triple bypass in the 80s. After he retired, he had a heart attack, or the arteries were clogged up. And then he had bladder cancer in 03, which led to lung cancer in 05. And then he's had a few hip breaks and everything, but he's good. He's still here. He's strong. We always thought he would go before my mom, but he's outdone it. So if you take care of yourself, like he exercises almost every day when he can, or he eats right, and that's why taking the Purium that we detox our body, the inflammation. Look, your face has gone down. The skin's shinier. Yep. And it's the same thing with the DNA nutrition that we've promoted, because I put DNA in with the detox, and
I mixed it too. Yes. Yep. And I mixed it with either like cantaloupe or watermelon or blueberries or yes.
Yes, and it's a good, refreshing drink, but it's all the nutrients and what we're talking about with the one program gives you a blender plus the bags of ingredients, which is equal to about 6 servings of vegetables and fruits in a drink. So you don't have to sit and eat salads all day long. You get the fresher nutrients through the package. Then they have amino acids that get straight into your muscles within 23 minutes. So it's great for working out or taking just to have energy. Then they have the biome, which gets rid of all of the glyphosates in our body and the plastics and the metals, which
put the good bacteria in your gut. And then of course we have the parasite cleanser.
We have the parasite cleanser. I take it almost every day. I know they say wait. I love the way I feel taking it. And yes, parasites, people are in our body all the time, but we have an overextension of growth of them because of the kind of food we eat, especially if you're eating sushi or if pork isn't cooked properly, bacon, sausage, you're going to get more. And a lot of times when you party, drink, have cookies, candy, hot dogs, whatever, and then when the party's over at the weekend, then on Monday, Tuesday, it's not just being hungover with a headache. Those parasites are coming active looking for the sugar.
Yep.
What causes the headache. And people don't understand that. But with the cleanse, you don't have that kind of response or symptom anymore.
Yeah, I realize that processed sugar is really the devil. Like
it is,
because people around the world eat rice and live to be 100. They eat pasta in the Mediterranean, and they're fine. Although it's fresh, it's different. But
it's fresh without the gluten. Yeah, it's a whole different type. The United States puts half their chemicals like this long of a paragraph on the box, where you go outside the United States and we don't have all that stuff out there. But yeah, if you eat right, you'll live longer. I'm not saying
that's my goal. That's my goal.
Yeah, but you've done a lot of healthy changes to yourself and in your lifestyle in the last 3 or 4 years I've been working with you. You took my advice, you tried, you liked some, you didn't like the other. And you find
I don't drink nearly as much. That's the biggest thing. I don't drink nearly as much. I don't have a drug habit, thank God. I don't have a smoking habit either, which is also good.
But you're filled up where you don't feel the need alcohol or to party as much,
but I was never an alcohol addict. Like for me, the demon is food. It's not alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could do more quantity, not so much the sugar. I'm off sugar and flour now 13 years, but I can still be a quantity eater. But I'm even getting to the point where like I don't want everything, or if I I leave something on the plate, it's like it's just food now. So it's like they always say eat to live rather than live to eat.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Compulsive eating is a disease. It's under the umbrella of alcoholism. It's all part of the ism.
Yeah.
Alcohol, drugs, food, cocaine, smoking.
Because everybody has something. A lot of you guys are love addicts, sex addicts, porn addicts. Like everybody has something. Now I do love my Starbucks. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fine. But the new thing is we're discovering is as you're drinking out of their cup, you're also getting little bits of plastic. Now finding, which is great with our detox. And if you have questions about the detox, you can talk to Storm or come to me and we'll sign you up and then bring you on the show because it does work. But even with the plastic cups and plastic bags, like I just had some frozen vegetables, but it comes out of plastic, we're getting particulates equal to 1 credit card of plastic a week in our body. When you think about how we're inhaling, ingesting, and where it comes from, it's not that you're taking a bite out of plastic, but the equivalent
slowly but surely it adds up, and that gets in your system. And let me tell you guys something else. This is what I figured out too. It's best to stick with real food as best you can, whole foods, because when you eat the processed shit, like
if you look it up online and you
go plastic.
It's not real.
It's not real food. So that's why you eat it and then you feel inflamed and you like, oh, this is a low calorie snack, but it's all chemicals and your body don't know what the hell to do with it.
Or you're hungry again because you didn't get any nutrition.
Yes.
You're
getting not real food.
No, you're getting empty calories.
I don't know.
Plastic. I don't have a non-plastic yet, but this is where I know I'm getting 40 ounces of liquid a couple times a day. I'm not going to become a super fanatic, but the beauty
I'm not Kourtney Kardashian. I'm not doing all that.
No, but I am doing enough to take care of the detox. I take the elements and the different nutritional products that they suggest. I know that my A1Cs have changed. I'm no longer addicted to caffeine because the caffeine gene was fed. My blood pressure's down. My cardiovascular numbers are different because I am taking a clinically dosed nutritional product based on my DNA as a Storm, and it's customized per person, in addition to what we found this last year for the detox. And you just keep going. It's not like you do it for 90 days and stop. You then figure out what products you want that you like or try something new. And the products are top grade nutrition, and your body adapts. Look at his skin. Look at his body. You know, you're a Taurus. I'm a Capricorn. The signs of Capricorn, we're earth signs. Earth signs are bigger people to begin with. Okay. We're never going to, I mean, if I lost 50 pounds, I might be super skinny and look like a Kardashian or something. But at this age, it's not like my goal to be super skinny like I was in school. But when I look at those pictures of how tiny I was smoking, I was drinking, I was doing pot. You know, that's what kept me going. I wasn't eating. I drank and smoked my way, but I looked good. And then after a while, you feel like you don't feel good. But there's a way to bring it all together, people. And that's what integrative health is, mind, body, spirit, to bring the whole mind, body, spirit together so you feel good and you feel as good as you look on the outside, or start looking better on the outside so it matches how you feel on the inside, right?
Absolutely. I can even say for myself, even when I was the same height at 112 pounds, I still had broad shoulders. I just have broad shoulders. You know, like some things just...
It's how you're built. It's your physique. You know, you can't change it. And you're not going to have plastic surgery to get smaller shoulders. I mean,
men like having this, so I'm going to take it.
Well, you also were a wrestler. I mean, come on. You've got that body, athletic. Okay, we know that you're not a sprinter. But you were you're still strong with your muscles. And no one's looking at you going, God, that guy is chubby. That guy's overweight. No, you're husky, but you're all muscle.
Oh, they do it. No, they do it in the comments every day. Oh my God, 600 pounds Storm. I'm like, I'm not 600 pounds. Holy shit.
You know, the trolls and the negativity on these sites make me nuts. And I've learned not to even read them anymore. But it's part of the entertainment value.
Yes.
Are they already scrolling? Are we live? I don't even know.
No. We're pre-recorded.
Oh, okay.
No. But one thing they can never say is that I'm unattractive. You can say whatever, but you can't say I'm ugly.
No, they all think, no, you're not ugly. You're not ugly. You got the cute little dimples.
They all want to have sex with me, so you can't say I'm ugly.
Well, I know who I want to have sex with lately, but
let me ask you. So, I mean,
he's 34.
Why do we? I know he's 34. But why do we run into people and like you're never gonna see them again? Like, God, why would you do this? Unless it was just meant for you to have that experience.
I question, like, why? You know, it's not over yet though, because we're talking. Now, does it get deeper? I don't know, because there's two ways to look at it. Had I said goodbye and he didn't text me while I was sitting on the plane and texting me for the next week, because both of us were going through we had to detach, but there was a withdrawal process. It took me 2 weeks to finally be able to go a couple of days knowing I didn't text him. He didn't text me. It was pulling back because we had to unhook. Otherwise, what are you going to do with it?
You're right.
You know, there was a time where I texted him, because of March Madness, there was he's real into basketball. So we're talking about the teams, and I came up with one or two that finally made it, which UConn, of course, I called that. And I think I called, I think I said Yale, but it should not be Purdue, but it was one of those. And there was a dog on somebody's Facebook with a basketball cut out and over his head. And all you saw was the snout of the dog. So it's like March Madness. So I broke the ice by sending just the picture, and then he didn't respond. And then something else was sent. And then we were talking and texting for 2 hours. That's not somebody you just kind of had a thing with. If they don't want to talk, they don't talk at all. They just ignore you, or they'll say, hi, how are you? I'm busy. Got to go to catch up with you. You know how people play. But when there's business ideas, his children, his daughter, his work, even teaching me about how Alaska's starting to thaw with the big spring coming, and then they go into 74 days of 24-hour lights, the midnight sun. He's teaching me what he wants me to come back to see it, which I would love to, because when I was there, it was all snow. Everything was frozen.
I would go to Alaska. People think I'm crazy, but no, like
Gorgeous.
it
It's
looked
gorgeous.
beautiful from your pictures. And listen, people, there is more to life than Cabo and Montego Bay. It's more to life.
You know, I've done that and I get bored just going to a spa or hanging on the beach, or, you know, I'm not going to be drinking. So I'm not getting, you know, mojitos at the little hut. That's not me. And I don't need to be on another boat to see another coastline. Yeah, they're all beautiful. I'm not ditzing it. But at this point, I've done all that. And I've been to Thailand. I've been to Japan. I've been to Europe a few times. I've been to Canada. I've been through most of Mexico. I've gone through a lot of the states. But this was different. This was wilderness. This was not even I was not in Anchorage where the water is. And then the glaciers, I didn't see any of that. That's the other side of the state. I went up on the eastern side and went past the Arctic Circle. They said only 2% of all tourists anywhere in the world go past the Arctic Circle.
You've seen it.
633.
You've been to the top of the world.
I was. And I got a certificate that said I was there. And I can't get it out of my mind. And just like any other trip, it takes a while. But this one, not just because of him, but the beauty and it was a spiritual cleanse to be in wilderness, and people from all over the world, Europe, and a lot of Californians were there that went to Alaska on this tour. I was only on a tour Friday, Saturday, Sunday from when we went north, but I was on my own in Fairbanks, and I went to the art stores and some of the best restaurants in town and had real crab without all the processing to get it flown to LA or whatever. It was Alaskan king crab and Alaskan salmon. That was delicious.
And it was fresh, I bet.
It was very fresh. We don't get it they say it's fresh here. It's not as fresh. No, it's not. It's just not as fresh. But it's the whole experience, you know. And I didn't in my wildest dreams expect to meet someone and come home and still be hooked. I'm not obsessed. Okay. The first few days, yes, it was like, oh my God, him and this and that, and trying to put it all together and get back to work and get the mail sorted and ground, right? Whenever you're gone, you got to come back while you're still mentally there. But he and I have a connection. I don't know where it's going to go. It's not going to go anywhere, but I mean, we'll always be friends. It's always going to be that type of guy that I can always pop out. Hey, how you doing? And we'll have a long conversation. As opposed to some people like I don't talk to, or they don't reach out to me, or guys.
And they can live down the street.
Yep, you know that.
Yeah.
Because you connect differently at different times in life, you know. But this is something unexpected, and yes, it opened up. We're talking portals. There's the portal tomorrow with the eclipse. There will be a portal of energy. There will be a portal of opening of light and dark. There will be a portal we will feel between 11 a.m. Pacific and say 3 p.m. Pacific while this whole thing takes place. We go through portals ourselves, just like when I talk to people about their age. So there's portals of time. So Storm's in the 28 to 35 portal. I'm in the 70 to 77 portal. I started talking about this when I was 38. And when I learned about it, oh yeah, 35 to 42, blah, blah, blah. Then I was 42. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in a new portal. I'm in 70. It goes fast. It goes fast.
Yes.
But the portal of energy and the portal of time and the portal of emotions, how we connect. He opened something in me and I opened something in him just by what we did together and talking, hugging, some of the other experiences that I'm not going to discuss on here, but whatever it was, it's not done.
Yeah.
I know I'll see him again, but it's not even about seeing him right now. I mean, I can turn on a Zoom and I'll see him.
Yeah.
But it's the emotion and spiritual awakening from the trip of being in the wilderness, which alone is healing. Being with God in a place I'd never been before, and then meeting somebody that just got under my skin, but in a beautiful way, not irritating. He hasn't asked me one question psychically, so he doesn't want anything from me, you know.
Which is nice. Because
you know what that's like, you know, you think they're friends, or somebody on Facebook, I realized somebody had passed away. So I went to this girl. I said, oh, do you know anything about, we were neighbors, blah, blah, blah. So at the end of this whole long paragraph, the next she goes, oh, by the way, I'm 70 and I'm divorced, and blah, 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 blah. And do you think any feelings? I said, if you want my help,
book my time.
That's what I said. She goes, oh, yeah, never mind. I was only kidding. Yeah, they're always kidding. I said, no, you weren't kidding. I said, I take my work very seriously. And we were talking about a psychic who was her next door neighbor who passed away. And I just found it online that this girl had passed away. So I thought, let me find out what happened. But right away, they have to come back. Can I have a reading, get an answer? What do you think? What's your opinion? Well, pay for it. This guy didn't do any of that. He didn't say, well, what's it like? Or I'll say, oh, it's Mercury Retrograde. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. So I gave him a link. Well, it means this. When people are curious in a certain way, or I feel it's okay to educate, then I'll open the door. But don't just come say, well, what do you think my daughter's going to do? And what about her mom? And what about this? None of that came out of his mouth. It still has.
Which is beautiful. And we've been friends for 4 years now. And even with us, I still book your time if I have questions.
You do.
I don't. We were out at dinner and I go, I'm not doing that to you because we're out. I don't, like to me, you take off one hat, you put on another. Like, yes, you're a psychic, but you're a person.
Yeah, I am. And a lot of people forget that. There's times you and I are on the phone and I'm reading you for free and I'm giving you information. Or I'm just talking. It comes out.
Well, I'm sure you just hear things even when you're not trying to.
Right. I can't help it. It's normal. But when Storm really has some issues that he wants clarity, he'll say, you're going to be on later, blah, blah, blah. I really want to talk. And we will separate, the grandma fun part, the shows, the sunny, the jokes that we do and the rapport that we have, and you guys thinking we're involved in a way we're not, and whatever. But when it comes down to getting serious, he pays. He pays for my time.
Yeah.
It's
not, it's
respect. It's a respect.
It is. Listen, you wouldn't see a stripper, not to compare you to a stripper, but you wouldn't see a stripper in public and say, hey, give me a lap dance for free. Like, no. She's not at work.
She's probably not wearing a little teddy or a little thong at the moment, walking down the boulevard. She's probably wearing jeans and boots or an oversized sweater, and you probably wouldn't even know that she dances just to make money to support her kid. You don't know.
You don't know. I did want to say, as we wrap up here, I did want to say, so I don't lose my thought.
You just did.
I did, but it came back. Okay. You're very good with establishing clear boundaries with people. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Let me tell you, that's a great question. I didn't always have that, Storm. It's something I've evolved into over the last maybe 10, 12 years after being so abused with the Kardashians. After that whole episode, for those that don't know, I paid Kris Jenner $25,000 back in 2006 to be the head of the spokesperson for an infomercial. And even online says it was from the 90s. It's not. It was 2006. Even whoever posted that bullshit article has it wrong. But that really ripped me to shreds back when I was in my 50s, because I thought that would be my retirement. And I was being walked on and taken advantage of because I'm a giver. I'm very vulnerable. I'm impressionable. I'm not Peter Pansy and Pollyanna, but I can be gullible more so than I want to be. But over the last 15 years or so, especially after everybody taking, it's like the scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, taking a piece of straw. Everybody wants a piece. Everybody wants a piece, to the point where you can't keep doing that. I'm not a big nipple to the world anymore. So I learned slowly to strengthen my position to say no. And it hurts, or I'll think, God, that could have been some money, or I could have used that because I'm down on work this week. Because I look at it, well, it's financial, but I don't want to deal with people that don't respect me. And I turn people away now. But with my dad, my sister, my friends, I've lost about 4 friends in this, probably before, just the year before lockdown through now, because I've gotten stronger even through this process. Like, you don't like it? See ya. And it hurts, and there's a process. Or one girl I've known since 11th grade, she said, it's always about you. All I did was, what ingredients did you make this drink with? I wanted to know, because she was talking about her proud drink, and I just asked for the ingredients. I'm like, you know what? It's always her nitpicking. And I have put up with this for years. And I finally said, I can't do it anymore. I don't want the drama. I don't want extra pain. We all have pain. You cannot live life without pain.
Absolutely.
Something's always churning, talking, questioning, forgiving, remembering. It's who we are. Who was it? Either Buddha or the Dalai Lama? One of them said we all have pain. It's what you do.
It's what you do with it.
How you deal with it. Yeah, we all have pain. But we don't need extra pain. We don't need the extra drama. If you don't understand me, fine, somebody else will. I think you saw at my home here in Los Angeles, there's a few people that get me. Otherwise, they wouldn't have shown up at this party.
True. Yes.
It was an intimate group of 75 people. Now, I didn't just pull them off the street. These are people that I've gone back to 4th grade all the way to recent times that are part of my world. Doesn't mean I see them all the time, but I'm in touch. You grow into your friends, you grow into the changes, but the boundaries come. It's like anything else. When you're ready to change, you change. When you finally get the message or you feel it, and it's hard to sometimes not be the people pleaser because people like me, oh, I wanted you to like me and approve me and all this. So you're the people pleaser, or it's codependent. I don't come from an alcoholic family, but rageaholic. So the ism was in my family. I had the drug issues. I got sober 38 years ago. I learned to change, but I was put on diet pills at 13. I started smoking dope at 14 and cigarettes. And that was also our generation, more so than your generation, because you guys vape and it's different. What were we talking about the other day? I called it pot and drugs. You said, what? No, it's weed.
Yeah. We just say weed now. You say pot or dope. My grandmother says smoking dope.
Yeah, because that's how we were. Okay, it's all the same stuff. Only the THC levels are so much higher now. I wouldn't smoke the dope today. No, I'll take some CBD oil, and relax. But I would not smoke that THC and go crazy. I have had friends that have started hallucinating. No, don't need that. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. But boundaries, especially when it comes to work. And asking questions like this lady yesterday on Facebook. And it irritates me. It angers me. It's like I had a legal situation and I just sent back to my attorney, what do I owe you? We're friends. I've known the family for years, but I still ended the last email, what do I owe you? Because he did some work for me. Now, whether he charges me or not is up to him. Same thing with me. Whether I ask you to Storm, don't worry about it. What do you want to know? Or yeah, I'd appreciate it if you did book an appointment. You've heard me say both. It's like, what is it? Or I've sent you candles and I don't bill you because they're a gift or whatnot. We can talk about the candles in a moment. But boundary setting is a learned process. You have to feel, or for myself, I had to start to feel I was worth it. I was more selfish for my sensitivities, my self-worth and self-esteem, even though I miss certain people. I do, but I will not be trampled on, insulted, betrayed, backstabbed. I won't. And if I am, I'll retaliate either in writing or on the phone or in a text. I'm mouthy and I can blow up your phone with a lot of words.
Yes.
Not just cute pictures, but it's to the point where it's like, I think as you create boundaries for yourself, and for you to learn it at age 31, as opposed to where it took me into my 60s and 70s to finally really pull it together on that, you will feel more empowered. You will feel more spiritually grounded. You will feel more, you'll feel the respect. Because people will start dumping their stuff or asking you things, and you'll sense quicker whether or not you want to go there with them.
Yes, I've been finding that lately.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And for me, it took for me to bump my head a few times where I said, okay, I got to make some changes here. And I get to the point now, sometimes, Dr. Linda, I cut the phone off.
You have to.
I take my time for me. You're not going to die if you don't hear from me right away. You're not going to die if I don't text you back right away. I will see you when I see you. When I was with my mom for her birthday, my phone was off because this was my time with her. I'm not, we're
all addicted to scroll. Oh, who's the text from? Oh, what's this? Oh, what's that? Or you see the same thing rewritten by somebody else later, which you just read yesterday in the last 17 years. but you think you got to see it again. There are new things, yes, but after a while, it's like, stop. I even tell myself, put the phone down, stop scrolling. Oh, maybe pick up a book. Oh, go watch a new movie. Go take a walk, do something. Again, I'm setting my own boundaries. It's like I got to unhook. Now, I do a Wednesday show with Candy Finnegan, who you've met, who's a very famous interventionist to the stars, and she gets people into recovery. And the show's on Wednesdays called Recovery Wednesday. We talk about love, sex, drugs, food, alcohol, gambling, the internet as the addiction, because we're looking for that rush. We need to evade our emotions. You know, it's easier to not feel if you're busy doing something to deny the feeling, because that's what drinking and eating is. You're anxious, push it down. Oh my God, I may have a legal problem. Let's go eat it so I don't have to feel it, or go drink, or go get loaded so you escape. It's all escapism. The internet is escapism. All the thousands of people that watch you, they can't wait to see you like vultures coming after you. But it's also their escape, and it's entertainment. That's what entertainment is. That's what sports is. It gets people out of their problems for a while, going to a movie, going to a play, going to a concert. So everybody gets loaded, or they're, okay, Springsteen's in town this weekend, or whoever's playing, Beyonce, or you're at the football game and you're at the Rose Bowl. And it's a distraction from, for a couple of hours, but then you go home to it. Just like you and I were talking, if I were to move out of state and I would pay half of what I pay now in a rental, I could live like a queen. But what did we talk about? I would still be alone. I don't want to live in a place like that by myself. It's hard enough in a smaller place. Being alone is hard. It is. You got to learn to really live with yourself. And if I don't drink and I don't drug and I don't compulsively overeat and I don't smoke, sometimes I just stare at the walls and have the TV on, and I'll be mopey until it passes. And then I jump up and there I go again. But I'm not being self-destructive.
Yeah.
And that's where the boundaries come in. And that's where God comes in. And that's where I've built my career in teaching people that all of the self-destructive stuff can switch to being constructive. Just like you taking the nutritional products. When you first came to me 4 years ago, it was all new to you. You were open-minded.
I'm an open-minded individual. So that's, yeah.
You are, which is great. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. No one's twisting your arm to say, Storm, you have to stay on this. They do say give it 90 days because it takes 90 days. I fought it. And then at day 84, I was like, oh my God, it works. It kicks in. They know what they're talking. Yeah.
It kicks in.
But boundaries are something you learn. And a lot of times people don't want boundaries. They want to be able to control you, manipulate you, screw you over, be in their web, oh yeah, I'm going to take you here, or I'm going to drive your car, I'm going to do this. And then you keep thinking it's going to happen, then it never happens. It's like, what's this game? Or this one's going to call you next week and then you never hear from them. Oh yeah, we'll do this. Oh, I didn't take you out for your birthday. I had 3 people, my sister included. Oh, I'll take you out to dinner for your birthday. That was in January. It's now April. I never went out to dinner. So why say things and not mean it?
I have a lot of people like that in my family too. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we're all that way. But then the boundaries come up, like you pull back a little. It's like, you can't commit. I'm not important enough. Don't ask me about this and that, because obviously it's all about you and not us.
Absolutely.
I've learned, and you gotta, you kind of gauge it now. I do. And I think with social media, and as people become more aware, and there is a spiritual explosion taking place. People are opening up. People's intuition is rising. That's one of the things they're talking about tomorrow with the eclipse, that we're going to become more intuitive and that we'll become more sensitive. But I don't want people going overboard thinking, oh my God, I'm a psychic and now I can make predictions and the portal opened me. And it's not going to be like that. It'll be subtle. We're not going to be hit over the head and transformed. No, you'll feel it. It'll be interesting to do another show to back it up. Say, well, what did you feel through the experience of the eclipse? Eclipse has been going on since the beginning of time. It's not new. It's not.
It's not new at all. And a lot of this is fear mongering, and it's just I don't get caught up in it. But I have spiritual teachers in my life, so I kind of know some things on a deeper level.
Well, they're saying like surf, that the proton generator, they're supposed to be heading that up in the sky tomorrow. NASA's doing something. So if the generator with the protons accelerates, then time will seem to be going faster. But there's something that NASA's doing, and I'm not quite understanding what they're putting out in the sky during the eclipse. I have to go back and reread it. Some of it's so technical I don't absorb it, but I get a feel for something's going on with the government or the organization. And then 2 of my friends left LA and flew to Dallas to go for tomorrow. And some girl that used to work with me who's been around me since 2012. Her parents live in Arkansas, so the family flew to Arkansas to go watch it. Great, have fun. It's a expectation. It's a spectator event.
Yes.
And nothing major is going to happen. You think her 7-year-old kid's going to all of a sudden become this giant brain because they're watching?
No, that aliens are going to come, and
Yeah. Well, we'll be okay. But we should follow up at the end of the week and see how people are, and have maybe do a live and let them talk about their experience with the eclipse. But it's going to be fun. It'll be monumental. It's not going to happen again to 2044, as I said. But if you are watching this before the eclipse tomorrow, people, please just be safe. Cover your eyes. And you also make sure, if they have to have like the drapes drawn to protect the rays, make sure that you understand what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Tell the people where they can find you.
LindaSalvin.com, LindaSalvin.com. I'm on YouTube at Psychic Solutions, which is spelled with PS as opposed to P. So it's PS, Psychic PS Solutions. And then I'm on, I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Psychic Linda PhD. You can find me anywhere.
Type her in. You can find her. Thank you for coming on the show.
Anytime. We'll see you soon, Sonny.
It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.